Hello everyone, this is Lincolnus Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Voyager class blaster and the Transformers Legacy Evolution Voyager class Twincast. I figured I would do these two as a double review considering that they are the same exact figure, and I've not done a review on Blaster, so I just figured, why not? Now, in terms of the paint and sculpt on these two figures, it is absolutely amazing. Just kind of all the panel lining details and all that kind of stuff. The colors are very, very nice. With Twincast, he is molded in this blue and light gray, whereas with Blaster, he's molded in this red and dark gray, which is pretty cool. Some of the differences, there's really no differences in terms of molding. These are the exact same figures. The only difference is just the colors, and that's really about it. With Twincast, he's got red for these little boombox parts, some of these little speaker areas. Blaster, it's black. The buttons and the little black details are painted exactly the same, except for these little buttons on the bottom. These buttons right here are black, these ones are not. The ones up top on here are black, whereas these ones are not as well. But yeah, just everything is pretty much the same. I mean, you get the same yellow cassette slot, and it has the same Autobot logo. Only difference is the little clear part for Blaster is blue, whereas the clear part for Twincast right here is red. In terms of the back detail of these figures, it is exactly the same. Not really much to talk about here, but there is a lot of nice molded detail on these two figures. You do get the little boombox handle, which is very nice, and you can hold them like that. You can't really, hold them like a normal boombox because they're tiny, but but in terms of just the paint and detail, these are actually very, very nice. Now, of course, you cannot have a Blaster slash Soundwave slash Sound Blaster slash Twincast figure without this feature. You just press these buttons here, and that one didn't work, and you get two cassette formers. We get eject and rewind, this one being eject, I believe, and then this one being is it? Wait, I can't remember which one's which. Oh, that's not good. But anyway, so yeah, you get these two, and they are also the same exact figure, just in different colors. You get the same gold for these two. Backs of the figures pretty much the same. It's just a darker gray, lighter gray, kind of same thing with these two. But yeah, so you get these two as well, and they do transform. Transformation for this guy, just bring the legs down like so, rotate that around, bring the leg down, rotate that around, flip out the arms like so, and come around here to the back, and just flip up the head, try to get your nails in there, and just bring it out, rotate it around like so, and there you have eject slash rewind. I still can't remember which is which, and it's pretty much just the same thing for this guy as well. Overall, the detail on these two figures is very, very nice. Of course, they are both in a clear plastic, which admittedly is an interesting choice. They were not clear in G1 as far as I remember, but yes. But moving in on the heads, if I can get them to focus, come on. So we'll head for rewind. You guys need to help me out in the comments here. But for in terms of his head sculpt, there is a bit of a paint issue kind of bleeding down onto the face. They did not apply that very well. It's a little bit better here for him, but it's not great. The paint is really just better for these gold parts, and that's really about it. But same exact figure nonetheless. Articulation wise, it's the same for both, but you get ball joint to the head. You can look up that far and down that far and rotate all the way around like so. Arms can move out that much and about that much, rotate all the way around. But this is clear plastic, so I would recommend being careful. Bend at the elbow, swivel at the elbow. The legs can kick forward that much. They can kick back all the way. They can spread all the way, but the arms kind of get in the way as well. There is a swivel at the knee, a bend at the knee, which is farther than 90 degrees, and that is really about it for articulation. Obviously, yeah, same thing for this guy, but yeah, so neat little figures. I like them. And of course, they just fit inside these little slots like so. Close those up and like that, and there you have their storage. Now, I've pretty much talked about the boombox mode for both of these figures, so let us get down to the transformation. And here we have the Legacy Blaster and Twincast in their robot modes, and they look absolutely amazing. Now, I do want to point out two differences with these two figures. So as you'll notice, this Blaster figure has just a straight face, while Twincast here has a smiling face. One thing that I have a theory about is there were some variants of this Blaster figure where he did have a smiling face, and I was trying to look for that variant because I was actually kind of interested in getting it if I could find it. But what I think happened is they had Twincast here in mind, and they already had him in production, and especially his face. And I think some copies of his face may have gotten mixed in with the production line for Blaster here, and that's how those variants got out. So what I'm thinking is just that smiling head variant is just what this was supposed to be, and they just accidentally put it on Blaster. But that would be an interesting theory in my opinion. But anyways, in terms of the detail on these figures, everything is pretty much about the same. Just, the only differences being colors. A cool thing with Twincast here is he has this metallic kind of blue here. I like to call it metallic Decepticon teal because that's kind of what it looks like to me. And it looks really nice on top of the already existing darker blue. You get more blue for here, get the yellow face, the blue for the head, same silver that you get on Blaster there. Everything else is blue, yellow for the thing that we saw in the thing, and black legs, or red for these parts right here on the top of the thighs, and just overall the rest of the detail is very nice. Back of the figure is, the back of the figure. But yeah, and pretty much the same thing for Blaster here, except, you get black for these parts there. Same red for the tops of the thighs, same black for the thighs as well. And overall, just detail is very, very nice on these two figures. Now, in terms of articulation, pretty much the same for both figures. Head looks up about that far, down about that far, and can rotate all the way around with just a little bit of side to side. Arms can rotate all the way around like so. They go out that far, in that far, swivel at the bicep. That can go all the way around. A very nice bend at the elbow, just a little over 90 degrees, and nothing really in the hands. The hands can move in and out if you want them to, but there is no wrist swivel, unfortunately. Legs can kick out about that far and back, but not too much. You can flip up the butt flap and they can kick back a little bit farther. They can split all the way like so, which is very nice. There is a swivel at the thigh, a bend at the knee, which is just about 90 degrees, and a very, very nice pivot, as well as a slight toe bend if you want that little extra piece of articulation to pull off extra poses. So that is pretty much about it. Oh, and should I mention, there is a waist swivel as well. So yeah, that is pretty much about it for articulation. Like I said, same thing for Twincast. But yeah, articulation for these two figures is very, very nice. And of course, with all of that articulation, you can get them into some very, very nice poses. And for a quick size comparison, here we have the Legacy Evolution Voyager class Twincast next to the Legacy Voyager class Armada Starscream, Legacy Evolution Leo Convoy, Legacy Evolution Origins Jazz, Legacy Evolution Tarn, And just a teaser for my next review, the Legacy Evolution Leader Class Skyquake. And for my final comments on these figures, I would highly recommend picking them up. Mainly Twincast because he's more available than Blaster here. Blaster, he's a bit of an older release. In fact, this is not exactly the Legacy Blaster. This is actually the Kingdom Blaster because he was originally intended to be part of Legacy originally, but then they needed something to fill in the final wave for Kingdom, so they released him for Kingdom, and that's how I got mine. But they did end up re-releasing him for Legacy how he was intended to be, so that's why I'm calling it Legacy instead of Kingdom. But you know, if you are able to find him, I'm pretty sure he still should be available in some places. I don't think his price should be like that insanely high just yet. Then yeah, I highly recommend picking him up. In fact, these two figures are just absolutely amazing in my opinion. Twincast, you know, he's a lot less popular for people because people just prefer Blaster. His story in Transformers Headmasters was a bit interesting, and you know, Twincast, yeah, I like him. I like his color scheme. Yes, he's just a recolored perfect carbon copy of Blaster, but I don't care. I like Twincast as a character in terms of just his design and all that kind of stuff. But you know, both these figures average about $35. You know, your basic kind of Voyager class post-inflation price. But yeah, so in terms of being figures, these are great. Highly recommend them. But anyways, guys, that is about it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.